and they will still be trying to go to Pound Town, but you had already told them that Pound Town is closed down. Going on, my beautiful people? It is your girl Net, and we are back with another freaking video. So you guys, today's video will be more so of a little chit chat, girl talk. But before we get into that, if you are already a subscriber to my channel, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate all of your additional love and support, and for you actually watching my videos and even sharing the information and giving me your feedback. You know, even if it's not necessarily under the post, but if you like message me, DM me personally, all of that I really do appreciate, and none of it goes unnoticed. If you are new to my channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, and join my pretty little family, and I promise I will not disappoint. So also, before we get started, so y'all, the top that I have on, I was actually supposed to do a try on haul, but I will still do that because I have other items that I can use to do a try on haul, and I'm also going to include this because I wanted to pair it with a nice little pair of high-waist jeans. But anyway, this top was purchased from Shein, and what I will also do for you guys is link this top in the description box of this video. The necklace that I have on is actually my zodiac sign, so it's Virgo, and I actually purchased it at my local beauty supply store. But you can also find these online, like I think like Fashion Nova has them, I'm sure Amazon have them. So if I find one of those, I will also link that in the description box as well. And this lovely unit that you see me wearing today, it is called the Nia unit. I've worn it in a few of my previous videos before, and the Nia unit is actually a unit that I constructed myself, and it is available for purchase on my website, thebeautyboxcollection.com. So I will also link that in the description box as well, and I will also link a 20% coupon code for my website in the description box as well, and I will do so underneath the link to the website. So you guys, this video, like I said, is more so, oh, let me go back, I'm so sorry, this is a disclaimer. So most of the times the links that I do provide in the description of the videos are affiliate links. Now with these affiliate links, I will receive a small commission if you guys purchase from the links that I provided in the description box of this video, but that is at no additional cost to you. So I just wanted you guys to know that on the front end. So yeah, let's jump back into this video. So you guys, we are going to be talking about sex, y'all. So I don't know if this is going to ruffle some feathers. I don't know if anything that I'm going to be talking about in this video is going to be triggering for some of you, but if it is and you feel like you need to click off, you know, that is absolutely fine, and I definitely understand. Okay, all right, you guys, so when it comes to talking about sex, like, you know, I kind of wanted to go into my reason for waiting to have sex, and this is a bit personal, but sometimes, you know, personal is the route that you have to go in order to be transparent with other people, and then for them to know that, you know, their situation is very much so relatable. They have no reasons to feel or be ashamed with the decisions that they decide to make, as long as it is a decision that they are comfortable with making, one that they made on their own, and one that was not persuaded or forced on them by anybody else. So you guys, my decision to wait on sex was for several reasons, or not even just wait, but let me see, my reason to decide to be celibate. That's what I would say. And I want to say, like, if that is something that you guys want to do, I want to say kudos and congratulations to you. But prior to and within making that decision, know your reason for doing so. And don't do it with the expectation of thinking that I'm just doing this until I get what I want from God. and then I'm going to forget, and once I get it, I'm going to go back to doing what I'm going to do, because it does not work like that. Like, it is a decision that you have to be able to fully commit to, which is what I decided to do, and I did it for several reasons, and I'm going to tell you guys those reasons. So, for one, I did it for myself, by myself. So, you know, we all know that often in situations, women and men, you know, we get in these situations where we're dating somebody, and prior to us feeling as if we have properly gotten the time to get to know this person, you know, and them getting to know us, you know, you're grown, so you know there are times where you have slip-ups. Most of the times when you have those slip-ups, and sometimes you're only in the dating phase, they don't often lead to anything that's going to end up being a long-term relationship. You know, that's very much so unfortunate, you know. And so sometimes I made a decision, you know, that, okay, you know what, you can't be giving yourself to people that do not deserve to have you in the first place. So it was a decision that I made for myself, by myself, because I wanted better for myself. And then it also made me go back and kind of self-evaluate, you know, things that I need to be giving more focus to, or other things that I need to be doing, instead of getting caught up in these situations and then you end up feeling and being hurt. Because 9 times out of 10, like, people say that they don't feel a type of way, but 9 times out of 10, whenever you in a situation where you become physically intimate with somebody, you feel a type of way. And you're not going to tell me that you don't. At some point, you feel a type of way. You know, whether it be your feelings hurt, you feel like they're obligated to answer your phone calls or respond to your text messages, you know, different little things like that. So when you're dating somebody, taking sex out of the situation, you know, it allows you to be able to get to know that person more genuinely. And I always like had this thought in my mind, like, if you give yourself to somebody too soon, before you all have even made the decision of, is this going to be a relationship? You know, can I stand being around you? Can you stand being around me? You've already given yourself to this person. And to me, like, to a certain degree, I kind of feel like, what else is there for me to know about you, what I already know? Then the other thing, y'all, is that when you throw sex into the equation too soon, that ends up being one of the only things that you all have in common. And we all know that is one of those things that cloud your judgment. So that's a sense that you have to take away. You know, people always say, when you remove one sense, which sex is a feeling sense, you know, once you remove one sense, your other senses become stronger. And that is absolutely true. So, you know, being able to know, like, hey, this is not what I need to be doing. This is not what I'm going to do, because I value, love, and respect myself much more than that. And that same value, love, and respect that I have for myself, I'm going to demand that same love, value, and respect for others. And if that is something that you cannot offer me, and if me not giving myself to you on the front end is something that you do not agree with, then I tell you what, you know, I don't count it as a loss. You should not count it as a loss. It is one of those things where you're kind of like, you know what, you have to let the trash take itself out. And that's God saving you from a situation that could be something that you do not want it to be. So, you know, like, most of the time when you're dating, and sometimes in doing that, you kind of feel as if you have to ask the question, or you have to have the conversation of, what are we now? And, you know, that's a question that does not always blow over well, because you have some people that will completely run off and leave you alone and cut you off. Then you have some people that say, well, you know, I'm just chilling, I'm not really looking for a relationship. So that right there lets you know, like, okay, sis, like, you don't have to waste your little time. So you probably just need to let him go. You know, don't give no more of yourself to him than what you already have. And get up out of this situation, because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to turn into what you hope for it to be. And, you know, that was also a situation that I found myself in more than once. So me deciding to be celibate was also in my efforts to protect myself, to value myself more, to relearn and rediscover myself, and also seeking my purpose. And you guys, we all have a purpose. We wake up every single morning, and that's just God giving us another chance to do it right, to get it right. And that means you have a purpose. So you're still here for a reason. It's not for no reason at all, and it's not by mistake. Another reason, you guys, why I decided to be celibate and, you know, not have sex is I wanted to be able to develop a stronger relationship with God. And I wanted to be able to know when I'm hearing my personal and own inner thoughts, or when God is speaking to me, you know. So sometimes, like, when you're doing things that you know you're not supposed to be doing, you know, he could have, like, I've said this to somebody before, like, your blessings do not have a tracking number on them. I wish that they did, because baby, the way we be going on there checking for those tracking numbers to see when this package is going to arrive, you know. But, you know, blessings do not work like that. God gives you those blessings, for one, when you are being obedient to him, and when you are doing the things that you're supposed to do, not only for him and unto him, but unto yourself as well. And you respecting yourself and your body, because it is your temple, is you respecting and valuing God as well. So, y'all, what I was going to say, you know, about being blessed in the tracking number situation was, I'm getting off topic because I didn't organize my thoughts in my phone before I got on here. Like, I just jumped on here because this was what I had in my mind, and I wanted to be able to sit here and talk to you guys about it. But when it comes to your blessings being delivered, you can be out here doing this and doing that with, you know, Sally, Sue, John, and James, you know what I'm saying? And the blessing that you are supposed to receive tomorrow can be pushed back to next year, you know what I'm saying? Or 2 or 3 more years down the line. And you sit here and you doubt, like, God, I pray for this, I pray for that, but why have I not received it yet? But you can't be doing things that are not pleasing unto him and still expect for him to give you things when you ask for it. Yes, I know the Bible scriptures say you have not because you ask not. And you asked him for it, and he still has not given it to you, but that's because you're wanting it in the time that you want it. But at the same time, you weren't in a position where you were ready to receive, or where he thought you were ready to receive the blessing that he was going to have coming for you. So, keep your clothes on. Don't put yourself in situations where you are tempted to do something. And that's another thing that I wanted to say. So, for myself, and in my efforts of dating. So, since I have been celibate, like, I have dated some, but not a whole lot. Because, to be honest, I really have not had the desire to. And I really have not made the time to, because I don't want to, you know, because I want to right now dedicate so much of my time to myself and to my son, and, you know, rediscovering things for and about myself. So, all right, y'all. So, like, when it comes to my efforts of dating, you know, since I decided to go on this journey of celibacy, I make sure that I don't put myself in a situation to be tempted to do anything that I know that I said I was not going to do. Okay? So that means I'm not coming to your house, especially after the first, second, or maybe even the third date. Like, I am not coming to your house. We are going to meet in a public setting, and I'm going to meet you there, because you are not picking me up. I'm not coming by your house to park my car to get in your car. No, like, I'm just not doing that. For one, because we're still getting to know each other. I'm not comfortable with you knowing right off where I stay. I don't care to know where you stay until we've decided, like, okay, you know, we've dated a little bit. We've talked on a consistent basis. I can tolerate them. They can tolerate me. We have some things in common besides, you know, besides doing the do. And, you know, we can see something going somewhere. So, you know, 9 times out of 10, like I said earlier, like when you're dating somebody and you introduce sex too soon, you do not know, or you can't really realize what you guys have in common. So another big thing that I discovered in me doing this is my ability to discern, y'all. And that's a big one. And that's one of those things where I said, when you cut one thing off, another sense becomes stronger. So, like, me being able to discern, like, okay, this person doesn't necessarily have my best interests. This person does not necessarily want anything to do with me besides what they can possibly get from me. And you can pretty much spot bull crap a mile away. So I say that to say this. So, like, y'all, I was dating this one guy. For one, what kind of was like a turn off or a red flag for me was that we had been communicating via, like, we would FaceTime every day. We would text and we would talk on the phone, you know, throughout the day. And that went on for like about a month. He asked to take me out on a date, you know what I'm saying? And then also, like, another thing that I had noticed is that in between conversations, he would, like, throw little things in there. So ladies and guys, this is another thing that would happen, like, you know, when you dating. So, like, you just gotta have your antennas up, y'all. So you have people that say little things jokingly, but it's not a joke. Like, they're doing it for real. They're trying to see how you are going to react to what they just said to you, you know? So anyway, so like he would say little things like, I don't even know what we were talking about, but he said he was an eater. You know what that means. I said, okay, well, I think everybody is when they eating food, you know? And to me, like, that was a turn off, because I was like, you talking about sex before we could even just really have a genuine time to get together face to face, to really talk and be on a date and get to know each other a little bit better, you know? And I'm like... And then there was another time where we were on FaceTime, and it was pretty late in the evening. It was probably like after 10 o'clock that night. And I had gotten out of the bed and I had went in the kitchen because I was hungry. So I went in there to go like find something to snack on. And so what I did was like I kind of set the phone up on the counter. But I didn't realize that it was below, you know, my shoulders. I promise y'all, like, I didn't do it on purpose. So, well, I just set the phone on the counter while I was trying to fix me a snack, and, you know, so that we can still, you know, kind of talk. So, of course, you know, at nighttime, when you're a woman and you're going to bed, like, you're not going to sleep in a bra. So, he was like, you got them titties hanging a little loose right there, and you ain't got no, and I was like, so what I did, I took the phone, I slapped it down. But he got offended, and I'm like, how could you get offended? But you just said something to me that was inappropriate. It made me feel so uncomfortable, to the point where he was like, why every time I say something like that and I be joking, you act a certain type of way? I mean, why not act a certain type of way? Because for one, you're doing it because you're trying to see what reaction you're going to get out of me. And I don't appreciate that. And I'm going to let you know first off, and I'm going to let you know this right here, right now, that will get you cut off. And I have absolutely no problem with cutting anybody off if I feel as if they have violated me, if they have try to go past the standard that I have set, and especially if it is one that I have talked to you about and it is a non-negotiable for me. Like, I'm not doing it, because you let a person take an inch, they're going to go a mile. And I'm sorry, like, you ain't cutting no corners with me. Like, you do something that offends me, if I tell you about it and you have not corrected the situation up front, like, you got to go. What Beyonce say, to the left, you gotta go. And I'm sorry. I'm really not sorry, but you gotta go. So yeah, y'all, people will say and do things to see how you are going to react to it. Like, that even goes back to, like, even if you feel like you want to go to somebody's house and chill, or you want them to come back to your house and y'all chill, and you know that you're not going to let this go there, and you've told them that this is not what you want. But let me tell you, people will still try. They will try to finesse the situation, and they will still be trying to go to Pound Town. But you had already told them that Pound Town is closed down. But they will still try it. And when they do, put them in their place. If you want to be polite about it, if you want to be mean about it, however you want to, because at that point, I don't blame whatever approach that you take. Like, if you just go flat foot off on them. Like, I do not care, because I told you what it was from the jump. But you still thought that this was going to happen. After I had this conversation with you before, that it wasn't going to happen. And see, this is the issue that I have. So you have a lot of guys who do things or feel as if some things are acceptable to do, because there are some women that have let them do these things on more than one occasion. So if they feel like, I can get away with this with Sarah, I got away with this with Jane, and she said she wasn't going to do this, let me try it with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's going to give in too, because look at me. You know what I'm saying? But listen. No. Don't. I mean, he might look good and all that, but that don't mean that you got to throw it at him. You know what I'm saying? Keep it in your pants. Be classy, be cute, and make him wait. Because when you make somebody wait, they value you and they respect you more. You don't see nobody trying to let go of anything that they had to work hard to get. You don't see nobody throwing away anything that they had to wait on. So if they got it so easily, if they got it really fast, I mean, it ain't nothing to throw away, because I already know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Like, you have to get to know me, and you have to want to know me genuinely before I even let you see that part of me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that just is what it is, and that's that on that. Alright, y'all, so I'm back. I do not remember where I left off, because I had to leave to go and pick my kid up from school. But anyway, let's talk about fighting the urge. And let's also talk about another reason that I decided to be celibate. So let's talk about the other reason first. So the other reason is self-discipline, y'all. So like, you have to teach yourself to be disciplined. So like, though you have made a decision, and though that I had made the decision to become celibate, that does not mean that the urge is completely left. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you have to train and teach yourself how to deal with these urges and how to fight them. So you have to do something else. Now, you know, people used to tell folks to go and take a cold shower. But that does not, that don't work. You have to fight against yourself. And that's you teaching and disciplining yourself to fight the urge, y'all. And like, when I say that, don't chop my head off when I say this. But that means that you still can't go and kill your urge with masturbation. Because, like, to me, that's still kind of like lusting. Because sometimes when you do that, you do it with an imagination in your mind. So, if you're going to fully commit to this decision, fully commit to the decision. So don't go to Pound Town with nobody physically. And don't go to Pound Town with nobody in your mind. Masturbate. So throw your little roses away, or put them to the side for a minute, or put your little silver bullets up for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? So that you can work on teaching yourself to become disciplined and fighting your urges. So let me tell y'all, like, when I would like feel those urges, I honestly would ignore them. So like, it got to a point where it does not bother me. So like, I've completely turned into a gym rat. So baby, listen, we about to push through this. You know what I'm saying? Do chest press, do these push-ups and setups, because we not about to go and give into the flesh. Because baby, listen, let me tell you, I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. The flesh is weak. So you have to mentally be able to fight against that, because baby, that flesh will get you in trouble. Listen, the flesh will get you in trouble. And remember, that is that one thing that's going to stay here after we are going on to glory. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to fight against the flesh and the physical, because you want to be able to be disciplined and you want to become more empowered, you know? So yeah, fight the urge, honey. So the other thing that I was going to say, and y'all, like, it's crazy. I literally sometimes have a one-track mind, and I'll say what I'm going to say, but I forgot what I was supposed to have said after this. That's why I try to have my thoughts organized on my phone. But listen, I wanted to sit here and get this information out and talk to you guys about this, because it is important. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to do this, but I am encouraging you to do it, even if you try it for 21 days. It takes 21 days to create a habit. So if you're going to create a habit, allow it to be one that you can at least benefit from in the long run and for the long term, okay? The other thing I was going to talk about, y'all, is STDs. So not even just sexually transmitted diseases, but sexually transmitted demons as well. So I know y'all have heard of that before, and you know, if they don't call them sexually transmitted demons, you know, they're going to call them spiritual soul ties. Because, you know, when you lay down with somebody, like, they're taking fragments of you and you are carrying fragments of them. So that's when you kind of, you know, you pick up little things and you end up doing things that you don't normally do, and you don't realize why you're doing them. And 9 times out of 10, that could be the reason why. Now, soul ties aren't just, you know, made through sex. You know, they can even be made from being around the wrong person or the wrong energy. But for the sake of this video, we are talking about those that have to do with sex, okay? So yeah, and then I was going to say the word consummate, okay? So consummate is what seals the deal on a marriage. And let me say this to y'all too. I think that's what I was going to say. Sex is not a bad thing. And I'm not saying that sex is not a bad thing. And I'm not saying that sex is not enjoyable, because it is. But what I am saying is that is one of those things that you have to be able to pull away from the table in efforts to better yourself and getting to know somebody and making sure they are getting to know you and they are there for the right reasons. All right. But anyway, so consummation is having sex. You know, that's sealing the marriage. So this is my thing. For some people, sex has become a thing that is recreational instead of for its intended purpose. Sex is a gift that God gave to those that are married, okay? All right? You got that? It is a gift that God gave to individuals that are married. And the purpose of that is for them to be able to enjoy each other and to also procreate, all right? So that is what he meant by be fruitful and multiply. But please make sure that when you are doing that, do it with your spouse. Okay? All right. Yeah. So listen, you have to realize, and I don't know that a lot of people think about that because they use it more so as a recreational type of thing. So that's just saying, like, you know, you're going and you're sleeping with, you know, Larry, Sue, and Jane, and John, and you don't realize that you are spiritually marrying yourself off to these people. All right? And so when you do that, and you have so many people that you are consummated to, when God is trying to deliver your husband or your wife to you, what room do they have to get in when you have already spiritually married yourself off to so many different people? Okay? Where is room for husband or wifey? Because there are so many other people that you have been spiritually married to. And like the thought of it, like to me, it's just even nastier than the thought of even having an STD. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just the thought of how many, it's a picture and it's just a physical, you know, depiction of what it looks like to have soul ties. It was a picture, and if I find it, I'm going to insert it in here. But it was a picture of, I don't know that it was a lady or a man, but it was a picture of a person. And they were kind of like, you know, like held, like you're holding your shirt open. And it was like different people inside of this person. Okay? A whole lot of different people inside of this person. All right? So if you want to know, like, how do you get rid of these soul ties? How did I get rid of these soul ties, y'all? Let me tell you, like, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Because, y'all, we have to realize is that we don't fight against flesh and blood, but we fight against, you know, spirits and principalities and, you know, wicked and evil forces. And sometimes when some of these things get a hold of you, you know, it's pretty hard to let go. So for one, how do you get rid of these soul ties? For one, you have to make up in your mind, okay, I'm tired of going through this. You know, I'm tired of putting myself through this. I'm tired of being in these situations that are causing more hurt and trauma for me than they are good. So what you need to do, for one, is go and pray. You know what I'm saying? Ask God for forgiveness. No sin is greater than the other. So I'm not saying that you got to go and chop your head off because you've done this one thing that is not pleasing to God. Because there are a lot of things, because we do things that are known and unknown. But for those things that you know that you are doing, go to God. Pray about it. You know, ask him, hey, God, you know, I want to be set free. I want to be delivered from this. I don't want these things holding me down and holding me back. You know, can you show me what do I need to do to release these things, to let these things go? Because I want to feel free. I want to be free. You know, so that goes back to even, you know, initially somewhere in this video where I said, whether people say it or believe it or not, after you have laid down with somebody, after the fact, you feel some type of way, one way or another. Now, everybody always say, you know, sex is more of a physical thing for men and more of a, sex is more of a physical thing for men and more of a mental and emotional thing for women. But here's the thing. Most of the time, when you lay down with somebody or when you lay down with a guy, you know, they tend to be more, territorial or a little bit jealous. And even though they know they're doing this with you, but they don't want you like that, they don't want nobody else to mess with you either, you know, and vice versa. So you're not going to tell me that there ain't no type of soul tie or that ain't nobody feeling no type of way? Because to me, it sounds like it is. So if you know that this is not what you're ready for, then don't be doing it. Then on top of that, like, let's go back to STDs. And then also you have, you know, you have children. And you have children by somebody that you already know that you're not even going to be in a relationship with. So why invite a child in a situation to make it even more complicated than what it already is? Protect yourself at all times. Make sure that you are not allowing yourself to be put in a situation where you are tempted or where you are vulnerable to do the things that you are trying to pull away from. And then here's the other thing. I don't know who you going to sleep with, and you coming back to try to sleep with me. So not only are you sleeping with the spirit in this person, but you're also sleeping with the spirit that this other person has slept with as well. How freaking nasty is that? How disturbing is that? Who wants to do that? Y'all be doing it, but I don't want to do that, okay? So I make sure that I stay away from that. Like I when God brings my husband to me, baby, I want to be ready. And you have, like, here's the other thing, ladies. Here's the other thing, men. You have to allow God to use you and put you in a position for him to be able to bless you with your spouse. Okay? Because he can have your husband or your wife right here. But he is not going to be able to see you or identify you as such if you are doing all these other things that are going to count you out. God is going to give that man or that woman to somebody else that is ready, honey. Don't let your opportunities pass you by because you're too busy trying to do things that are pleasing to your flesh. Baby, when you get your husband, y'all can do that all day, every day if you want to, on top of the roof, on the car, in the car. As long as you are doing it with your husband and you have not invited anybody else inside of y'all's bedroom. Alright? So you don't have to do this. And make sure that when you are doing this, you are not making a decision to do this for anybody else or for the sole purpose of being blessed by God. But you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it because it is what you want to do. I can't stress that enough. Do it because it is what you want to do and not because it is what somebody else wants you to do or a decision that somebody else has inflicted upon you. Okay? The next thing that I wanted to say, y'all. So when it came to dating, and y'all, I told y'all what I always do whenever I'm dating somebody. And I'm not going to say, like, when I date, I'm not just going to make myself solely obligated to this one person until we've had that conversation and we're like, okay, I'm willing to put all my eggs in one basket with you and you're willing to put all your eggs in one basket with me. Because when you have to talk to somebody to get to know them, because to me, dating is a form of collecting data. So, you know, we're trying to see if we're compatible. But in the same breath, like, if John asks me if I'm free Saturday and go on a date and I'm available to go, like, I'm going to go. And I'm like, this just is what it is and it's that on that. Because sometimes when you're dating just one person, like, believe it or not, and sometimes without you even knowing, you end up becoming too emotionally invested in this one person. And what if they feel as if they don't want to be in a relationship with you? So when they leave, you're hurt. And then you're kind of left thinking, well, I thought we were going to be together. I thought they liked me or da-da-da-da. Or, you know, you were wishing for it to turn into something else, but it didn't. So that's the reason why I'm saying that. To not put yourself in a situation where you're heartbroken before you even had the opportunity to be in a full-blown relationship with this person. So if you're dating somebody and somebody has asked you to go on a date, and if you all have not had the conversation that you are dating with the purpose of getting to know each other for it to progress into a relationship and then marriage, then it is okay to go on that date with that other person. And that's that on that. And that's what I'm saying about that. But when it came to my efforts of dating, so like I said, I told y'all my discernment got stronger. And then another thing, like whenever I'm dating somebody, what I always do is I pray. I pray, y'all. And I say, God, you know, if this is a situation that you are not intending for me to be in, you know, one way or another, please give me a sign or something for me to be able to know, okay, Ned, this is a situation you need to back out of, and baby, just let it go and leave it alone. So each and every time, y'all, it would not go past a month or two, I would end up finding something out about this person. And this is why you don't give yourself to somebody too soon. Because you've been already giving yourself to this person, and then you find something else after the fact, and then you're distraught. So if you're not giving yourself to this person on the front end, then that's something that you don't even have to worry about, because at that point, you won't be heartbroken. You have no attachments to this person, and you can walk away freely. Do you hear me? So I would be dating these guys, and, you know, I would pray and ask, you know, God to show me a sign. And every time I got a sign. Y'all remember the guy I was telling y'all about that was saying something about being an eater, and said something about, you know, when he saw me below my shoulders, you know, in my gown, and saw that I didn't have, you know, an undergarment on, a bra on. Looked on Instagram. He told me he was single and he wasn't in a relationship. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't with nobody like that. They just had a whole baby. And then on top of that, they supposed to be getting engaged. You know what I'm saying? So what if I had given myself to that person? How would I have? Let me tell y'all. That happened to me before. There was a guy that I was dealing with off and on for about, and that's the thing, that was my own fault, because I shouldn't have let it go on as long as it did. But that was one of those situations that I went into hoping that it would turn into something else that it didn't. You know, we dealt with each other off and on for more than 2 years. I remember this very, very well. It was a Wednesday night. He lived here, but he had moved out of town. But he texted me. He was like, "Hey, I'm coming home. I'm trying to see you." I don't know what I was doing. I don't know if I had to go to work early the next morning or whatever. But whatever it was, I told him no, that I couldn't. And he was coming back home, y'all, because he was getting ready to get married. So he was coming home because they had to do, of course, you know, the wedding rehearsal and the rehearsal dinner and all that stuff, and the wedding was that weekend. My cousin texted me, and she was like, didn't y'all just go on a date? Literally, she was like, didn't y'all just, it was 2 months ago. Was it? Yes, we had went on a date in July. He got married in September. So July, August, he got married in September. I was at a birthday dinner when she texted me. She was like, such and such got married. I was like, nah, that can't be true. She was like, didn't y'all just go on a date? I said, yeah, like that was not too long ago. And she was like, girl, go look on Facebook. Yeah, I was at a birthday dinner. I had to leave. I was hurt down to my core. And I'm not going to lie about that. I cried driving all the way home and just sat in my car like I was sick. Don't put yourselves in that situation. And I have absolutely no problem with being transparent with you guys about this. Most of these things, some people will be embarrassed to say. But like I said, I want y'all to know, we are all human. We all have feelings. And we all are able to relate to each other in one way or another. And me being able to be transparent and honest with you guys about this could be helpful to you. And it could teach somebody something somewhere. So that is my purpose and reason for wanting to do this. So yeah, I was hurt. But you know, that was one of those things that I had to learn from. And you have to pull yourself up. Regroup all your self-worth, your value, all that. Put your little pieces back together. And move forward. You know, don't let those things hold you back. Yes, it happened, but it's a situation that I can look back at and I can learn from it. Okay? So, like, that's why I say, like, don't give yourself to people before you've had the opportunity to know what their real intentions are. Because you have people out here that be living two lies. And let me tell y'all this, too. People will give you what you want to get what they want, and then after that, they dip. So, still be careful after you've made them wait for however long. Still, make sure. Like I said, I think this was in a video on my other YouTube page where I talked about the Steve Harvey act like a lady, think like a man. You know, where the Making Good character created the 90-day rule. And she did that in an effort to protect herself. That's the whole purpose of it. To protect yourself. And to make sure that this person is here because they genuinely want to get to know me aside from being in the bedroom. I can also recall dating a guy. And we were having a conversation about me not wanting to have sex. And he was telling me how it was this one girl he met and they had sex on the first night, well, after their first date. For one, I'm like, why are you telling me this? Because for one, like, this is not my business. This is not information that I care to know. And it's not relevant to me. But he was trying to say well, that doesn't always mean anything because we end up being in a relationship with each other for 2 years. But are you guys still together now? No. He married to somebody else too. So you're telling me this because, and just because that worked for you all does not necessarily mean that it is something that is going to work for me. I already know it's not going to work for me. So I'm not going to do it. And you're not going to talk me into doing it by telling me that this situation worked out for you and this person like this. Yeah, y'all may end up being in a relationship with each other for 2 years. But how was the dynamic of that relationship? Did y'all not have issues? Obviously you did if y'all are not together anymore. Okay? So that's not going to work for me. I had another guy tell me, when I told him he was going to wait, he told me I was going to make him have blue balls. Well, baby, if that's what you was going to get, because I'm not your wife. It ain't my job to help you get your rocks out. You can go over there and let Sue do it, or you can go get you some lotion and go over in a corner and do it on your own. But I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. Especially after I've already told you and gave you the rundown of what I'm not going to do. He had nerve to say, after that, I think he said something like, you have to test drive a car before you buy it. But here's the thing. I'm not a car. I'm a human. I have feelings and emotions. I'm alive. A car is not alive. A car does not have feelings or emotions. And then on top of this, when you drive a car off the lot, its value goes where? Down. Baby, no. I'm like wine. I age gracefully. And when I do, my price goes where? No, I'm sorry. Like, you just... I hate these stupid analogies that they come up with. And y'all, like I told you, that comes from them feeling comfortable enough to say these things and to ask women these things. And women too, because I'm not excluding women from this equation. But They feel comfortable saying and asking these things because somebody somewhere has made them feel as if it is okay or they have accepted it. And let me tell y'all this too. Stop turning all of your tricks and bring your little trick bag, trick bag. You don't have to do all that, because I'm gonna tell you, like, sex does not keep anybody that does not want to be kept. Okay? So don't think, I don't care, I don't care how it snap back, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how it grip, none of that. Like, it's not going to keep a person that does not want to be kept. So please get that out of you guys' heads so you can stop working extra hard and flipping and turning all your little tricks while you're in the bedroom with somebody. Because when he gets curious, or when she gets curious and wants to go try all of this with somebody else, that is what they're going to go and do. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video because this is a topic that can go on. And if you guys want me to do a part 2, and if there was something that you specifically want me to touch on when it comes to this, please let me know. Because, like, for real, this is something that I'm very, very passionate about. Not only for myself, but for other women as well. Because when I see some of these things happening, when I see some women letting these things go by, it don't make me mad, y'all. It pisses me off. It really does. It pisses me off. It really does. And like, I be wanting to slap sis, I be wanting to, punch bruh in the face, but I hope that the information was 100% relatable to somebody. I really hope that you guys can take away from this. I hope that the information that I presented, you guys can implement it into your lives in one way or another. Even if it's not for the long term, even if it's something that you feel like you want to do until you get in a committed relationship with somebody, like, do that. Make it work for you how it works for you. But like I said, at least try it for 21 days. It takes 21 days to create a habit, okay? And if we're going to create a habit, we want it to be those that are good and those that we can benefit from. But like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.